In this lesson, we are going to see how to configure Kerberos for IIS. To maximize security, simplify configuration, and allow multiple applications to share an IIS, we want to run websites under dedicated service accounts. This is also required for web farm, where multiple servers host the same application behind a load balancer, and it will contain the damage in case an account gets compromised. Once we create a service account, register an SPN and create a corresponding DNS-A record, we can set the account to run the application pool associated with the website. The service account requires logon as a bad job user right, and if clients needs to be impersonated, it also requires impersonate a client after authentication. Here we configure the website's application pool to run under service account's credential. We need to enable Windows authentication, list negotiate or Kerberos provider, and enable ASP.NET impersonation if required. Kernel mode authentication is enabled by default, and Microsoft recommends to keep it on for better performance. We need to configure the website to use the application pool credentials. Here are the details about kernel mode authentication. As the website's SPN will be linked to the service account running the application pool, the account will be able to process the service tickets forwarded by the end users. There are two options which define whether authentication is configured as request or session-based. Auth-persist non-NTLM specifies whether IIS automatically re-authenticates every Kerberos request on the same connection. When enabled, it ensures that the client gets authenticated only once on the same connection. IIS will cache a token or ticket on the server for a TCP session that stays established. The feature is enabled by default since Windows 2012 R2 server. Auth-persist single request configures NTLM authentication and is turned off by default since Windows 2012 R2 server, which makes NTLM authentication also session-based.